Hello, Peter here, your Pinoy accountant. And in this video, yung discussion natin is yung basic introduction ng isang value-added tax registered business or the VAT registered. So, the first question is, what is VAT or the value-added tax? So, itong VAT na ito, this is consumption tax imposed on the sales of goods or services. So, anong ibig sabihin ng consumption tax? Ang ibig sabihin lang yan is yung pagbili lang or pag-avail ng service or goods from a VAT registered business is yun, papatawan na yun ng VAT, ng value added tax. Yung service or yung goods na binili ninyo. So that is yan yung ibig sabihin ng consumption tax. So next is it is an indirect tax passed on to the buyer or the end consumer. So yung ultimate na magbe-bear nung value added tax is the final or the consumer, yung siya yung mismo, the customers or tayong consumer, we are the one who will pay for the VAT, for the value added tax. So yung business, yung VAT registered business, they are just like sila yung mag-keep or they will be the ones who will collect, but they will be the ones who will remit it to BIR eventually. So yan yung concept ng value added tax. So VAT registered business, we are just mere collector of the VAT and we will remit that eventually to BIR. So next is ano ba yung rate? What is the rate used for the VAT? So the standard rate is 12% VAT. So napaka-simple lang na computation. For example, 1,000 goods, nagbili kayo ng 1,000 na supplies. Example from National Bookstore. If pansin niyo yung invoice na nakalagay doon, may 1,000 na selling price and then may VAT portion na 12%. So 12% ng 1,000, that is 120. So yung total na binayad nyo kay National Bookstore is 1,120. So that is inclusive of the VAT, the 12% VAT. So there are other categories ng VAT. For example, there are zero rated naman, and ito yung mga companies in yung mga nasa Philippine Economic Zone. These are yung mga nag-export to other countries. So yung mga usually yung transactions nila are yung sales nila, I mean, are zero rated. So walang VAT. So hindi ito masyado nag-apply sa atin, not applicable sa ating mga micro and small taxpayers. So yung common example talaga niyan are yung mga nag-export, yung mga big companies, yung nasa Philippine Economic Zone. So next natin na category is the exempt transactions. So may mga exempt transactions din na walang VAT. So what are these? These are yung mga common example nito is for example, there are certain types of mga medicines, if pansin nyo, especially yung mga yung ginagamit ng mga yung prescripted na medicines, there are yung mga certain medicines na walang VAT. If pansin nyo, if bibili kayo for example ng maintenance ng parents niyo, you will see it there that some medicines is walang VAT na nakalagay doon. And other example ng exempt transactions are yung tuition natin sa school. Yun din pala yung yun pala yung pinaka example. Tuition, and then if we are availing yung mga medical services from doctors, yan sa mga hospitals, sa clinics, ayan, sa dentist, ayan, these are all exempt transactions. So ibig sabihin, wala dapat yung additional VAT or walang VAT na ipapataw sa ating mga consumers. So, ayan, yung third natin na question is, who are required to register as VAT? So, yung basis talaga nito if you are business, yung annual gross sales ninyo, if it will exceed or nag-exceed na ng 3 million, kailangan nyo na mag-register as value-added tax. So, yung mga non-VAT naman na gusto mag-register, actually, you can register, but yun nga, medyo mas complicated yung filing ng VAT registered business. So, yung tatandaan nyo lang, if kahit in the middle of the year, for example, January to June, ayan, yung gross sales niyo is nasa 2.5 million na. So, you are nearing or malapit nyo na ma-exceed yung threshold natin na 3 million, kailangan nyo nang mag-register as VAT. So, kailangan nyo na mag-transition from non-VAT papuntang VAT registered. So, in that taxable year, tandaan nyo, if ever non-VAT kayo and then malapit na nyo ma-exceed yung 3 million, kailangan nyo talaga mag-register na as VAT. Hindi nyo na kailangan hintayin na next taxable year because required talaga kayong mag-register na as VAT if you are nearing na the threshold of 3 million. Ayan. So, So next tayo, next question is, ito, madalas ito na confusion is, how do I know if I'm a VAT registered business, di ba? Especially sa mga bago lang nakapag-register, hindi talaga nila, some are confused kung VAT registered ba kami or non-VAT. So, majority, if you are nasa micros or small taxpayers tayo or small business lang tayo, we are non-VAT. Non-VAT talaga usually. So, malalaman natin if we are VAT registered if i-check ninyo ang ating certificate of registration. So, i-check nyo ngayon yung COR ninyo. If VAT registered kayo, makikita nyo doon sa tax type nyo, may nakalagay na value added tax. Ayan, may nakalagay na form type na 2550Q. So, ibig sabihin, this is the quarterly value added tax return na nire-require sa mga VAT registered business. So, paano naman kapag non-VAT? Ayan. Kung non-VAT kayo, if i-check nyo yung COR nyo, may nakalagay dyan na quarterly percentage tax. Ayan, or the 2551Q. So if you are under, may percentage tax kayo sa tax type nyo, you are non-VAT. So yung iba din is wala din nakalagay na quarterly tax percentage na nakalagay sa kanilang COR. So they are confused then. So probably what happened is sinabi nyo na mag-avail kayo ng 8% and then yung tax type na lang sa RDO nyo mismo, sila na mismo nagtanggal ng tax type na percentage tax. It could happen. So, ayun. So, there are other ways naman to determine if you are non-VAT or VAT. So, ayan. I-check nyo din ang inyong invoice. So, nasa invoice din yan naka-indicate. So, in our example dito, ito si Anyong Sayo and Company. Kita nyo, VAT invoice to because after the company name, sa baba niya nakalagay VAT registered and the TIN or the tax identification number. So kita nyo dito, may nakalagay na VAT registered. Ayan, VAT reg TIN. Ayan. So ibig sabihin, you are VAT registered. Pag non-VAT naman, ganun din. Yung nasa invoice na nakalagay after the business name, ayan, Anyong Sayo and Company. Sa baba niya nakalagay, kita nyo, non-VAT registered or non-VAT reg and your TIN number. So, ganun. I-check nyo ngayon yung invoice niyo. If you are still confused or having doubts, i-check nyo yung invoice nyo. I'm sure nakalagay dyan kung VAT kayo or non-VAT registered. Ayan. So, next natin pag-usapan, ano yung mga books ng isang VAT registered entity or business? So, I'm sure familiar na kayo sa mga non-VAT. Ito yung mga 4 books natin, di ba? The General Journal, General Ledger, the Cash Receipts Journal, and the Cash Disbursements Journal. So, itong 4 na books na ito, these are also applicable sa VAT registered. So, non-VAT and the VAT will have itong 4 na books. So, in addition lang, if VAT registered kayo, you are required to maintain itong subsidiary sales journal and the subsidiary purchases journal. Yung purpose niyan is so that masasummarize natin yung output tax niyo sa sales niyo and the input tax niyo sa inyong sales niyo. So yun yung gagamitin natin sa pag-summarize ng inyong SLSP or the summary list of sales and purchases na isasabit using the BIR VAT relief system. So, ayan, if VAT kayo, may additional 2 books tayo, the subsidiary sales journal and the subsidiary purchases journal. Ayan. So next natin pag-usapan is I'm going to discuss yung overall scenario pag VAT registered business kayo. Ano ba yung what will happen? So in our example dito, if you will look at the center picture, itong may family kitchen. For example, you're a VAT registered business and you are doing itong restaurant or kung ano man yung business niyo. So VAT registered kayo, ibig sabihin may additional VAT kayong i-add or i-collect sa inyong customers. So we have here an example. For example, yung sales, yung benta ng restaurant is 1,000. So on top of that 1,000 na selling price, mag-a-add sila ng VAT na 12%. So 12% ng 1,000 is 120. So yung total nila i-bill sa kanilang customer is the selling price and the VAT portion, the 12%, which will total to 1,120. So ito si customer, ayan, that's the total amount na i-bill nyo sa kanya inclusive or kasali or kasama na yung VAT, the 12% VAT na 1,120. So that's the amount that will yung amount na the customer will pay you, 1,120. So itong VAT portion na ito, you just collected it but you will remit that to BIR. So that is your output VAT or your output tax, yung 120. So tanong, that yan ba yung full amount na i-remit nyo kay BIR? So the answer is no because you will still have may pwede pa kayong i-deduct dun sa inyong output VAT. That is the input VAT naman sa inyong mga purchases from VAT registered na suppliers ninyo. So, yung supplier ninyo, for example, nagbili kayo ng mga ingredients, ayan, na ginagamit nyo dun sa inyong business. For example, yung nabili nyo kay supplier is 500. So, ganun din si supplier. Mag-i-issue sa inyo ng invoice. Naka-separate din yung selling price, the amount, and the VAT portion. So, in our example, yung binili nyo kay supplier is 500. So, VAT portion yan, 12% ng 500 is 60. So, yung total na binayad nyo kay supplier is 560. So, yung 60 na yan, that is your input VAT. So, kita nyo sa baba, yung output VAT and the input VAT. Ayan, the output VAT, 120. I-less nyo yung input VAT, yung from your purchases. Ayan, the 60 pesos. So, that will give us itong VAT payable na 60. So, yung i-report nyo at i-remit kay BIR is just 60 pesos, hindi yung 120 because may input VAT tayo from our purchases. So, tandaan nyo lang yung key dito is dapat may valid invoice yung inyong purchases so that makiklaim nyo as input tax or the input VAT. Ayan. So, paano ba natin i-remit kay BIR? So, we'll be using again the EBIR form. You can use the EBIR form and you will use the form 2550Q or the quarterly value added tax return. So, dyan yung isa-summarize. And then, in addition to that, kailangan yung mag-submit, yun nga yung na-mention natin kanina, I mean, the summary list of your purchases and your sales. So, that is using naman itong BIR Relief. So, kailangan nyo din itong i-download and i-install sa inyong computer. Itong reconciliation of listings for enforcement validation system or the relief. So, kailangan yung i-input dyan yung mga purchases niyo and your sales. And then, kailangan yung i-submit. E-submission naman, email, yung data file. So, ayan. So, yun na yung ating video for today. It's just a quick overall look or bird's eye view of a value-added tax registered business. So, ayan. So, probably in our next videos, we can talk in detail naman ito. Paano nyo ba i-fill out itong 2550Q and how do you fill out itong relief system ng BIR. So again, yun lang ating video for today. My name is Peter, your Pinoy accountant. If may mga tanong kayo, just comment down below and sasagutin ko yung mga questions ninyo. And if you would also want to help and support our channel and our website, you can go to www.pinoyaccountant.com/donate. Ayan, so may QR code doon. So sobrang na-appreciate ko yung mga nag-send ng support. So thank you very much so that I can keep on doing this mga free videos and tutorials about VAT, about BIR, about accounting and bookkeeping. So again, my name is Peter, your Pinoy accountant, and thank you again, and I'll see you in our next videos.